ashhadu
ashhadu
alla
alla
ilaha
ilaha
illallah
illallah
wa ashhadu
wa ashhadu
anna
anna
Muhammadan
Muhammadan
abduhu
abduhu
wa rasuluh.
wa rasuluh.
I bear witness
I bear witness
there is no God but Allah.
there is no God but Allah.
I bear witness
I bear witness
the Prophet Muhammad
the Prophet Muhammad
is the servant and messenger of Allah.
is the servant and messenger of Allah.
Somebody do a
Guys,
takbir.
takbir.
Allah
Takbir, Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
Takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar.
One more.
Takbir.
Give me one silence.
Allahu Akbar.
1 minute, inshallah. Guys, gift the brother as much as you can.
Yo, bro.
Yo, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing amazing, man. I'm doing amazing. I can't complain, man. All praise to the Most High, my brother. What's going on, my brother? What's your name?
Sure.
Sure. Okay, beautiful, man. My name is Abdul Wahab. It's a pleasure to meet you, my brother. Where are you calling from, my dear brother?
So, I'm a Christian, right?
Okay, beautiful, man. Good for you, bro.
My cousin is Muslim though.
Okay.
And I know it says that in the Bible, like the only way through heaven is through the Christ.
Sure.
I don't, for some reason that doesn't sit right with me, even though I believe in Jesus.
Sure.
For some reason that doesn't sit right with me. But I know that Muslims, well, in the Quran it says that Christians go to heaven as well, right?
Yeah, so yes. So those, I think there's a verse where it talks about those who truly believe in the Creator, because obviously there are Christians who don't. Hold on, let me go ahead and find the verse. But go ahead, continue, and I'll go ahead and find the verse that you're talking about.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering, obviously, because I haven't really read the Quran like that.
Sure.
But I just know like a bit about it, and I just know that in the Quran it says that Christians go to heaven and Muslims go to heaven, but in the Bible it says that you can only get to heaven through Christ.
Yeah. So yeah. So basically, so I'll go ahead and try to find the verse. Give me 1 second. One second. So I could give you the exact reference. But yes, from my knowledge, my dear brother, right? It's not that hard to go to heaven, my dear brother. It's very, very simple. It's very, very easy, right? The only way you can get to heaven, my dear brother, is by being loyal to your Creator alone, right? If you're loyal to the being that created you, right? Meaning that you worship the being that you created you alone, without any partners, without any equals, then paradise is for you, my dear brother. That is for you, right? That this life is simply a test for human beings, right? To see if you're going to be loyal to your Creator or you're going to be disloyal to your Creator. And it's completely up to you. You have the free will to choose. You want to be loyal to your Creator and reap the reward, or you want to be disloyal to your Creator and reap the punishments. It's completely up to you, my dear brother.
Yeah. Thank you, man. I was just wondering, innit, because I know that's what my cousin said as well. And I like the religion as well, man, because you guys have much more thought into it and you put more effort into it.
Sure.
So I'd love to read the Quran one day.
Like, I came to Islam about 10 years ago. That was the first time I read the Quran. Before that, I never knew what the Quran really talked about. I wasn't aware of that. Yeah. So I'm sort of like your cousin, man.
So,
but I'm an LA boy. You know, you guys from the UK. I'm an LA boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So before the 10 years, did you believe in anything?
Yeah. So before the 10 years, you know, obviously living in LA, Hollywood, Beverly Hills, this type of lifestyle, it's very easy to be distracted, right? So I would say most of my years, I was very much distracted from not thinking about, the stuff I really need to think about, right? Until I came to a certain point in my life where I realized that, evil is absolutely real. So, for instance, for me, I have a background. I used to bodyguard one of the biggest celebrities in the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I bodyguard and I protect all the biggest celebrities in the world: LeBron James, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye, Kim, like any celebrity that you could name of, think any mega superstar. I protected all of them, right? And in that lifestyle, right, I recognize that evil is 100% existent, right? I saw a lot of crazy things, while I was in that atmosphere, while I was in that environment. I witnessed a lot of evil, So for me, it made me recognize that the devil was real. So then I started asking myself questions. And once I realized that the devil was real, then I was like, hold up. If the devil is real, then God has to be real. If the devil is real and God is real, then that means the afterlife is real. And then I asked myself a sincere question. Hey, are you prepared for the afterlife? And when I recognized that I was not prepared for the afterlife, right, then it really put me in a crazy trance. Where I just went to search for the truth. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. Man, you feel the energy right now, man?
Yeah. This is good, man. This is good.
Hey, the chills. I'm getting the chills right now, man. I'm getting the chills. But yeah, so once I recognized that these things are 100% real, and I couldn't ignore them anymore, because I lived such a lifestyle, it was very easy to ignore these things. I was very much distracted with the whole Hollywood glitz and glamour, and that whole aspect. I was very much distracted with all that, so it was easy for me to ignore these things. But once I came face to face with that reality, then the type of person I am, I cannot ignore the truth when it comes knocking on my door. I cannot do that. That's not the type of person I am. So one of the first religions I looked into was Christianity, because obviously Christians, they claim to have the truth. So I was like, you know what? Let me look into Christianity. I looked into Christianity. I would go to church, all that. And to be honest, dude, it never resonated with me. It came to a point where I would go to church, I would ask the pastor questions, and he called the cops on me, bro. He called the cops on me for asking too many questions. Bro, it was insane, bro. It was insane. I was absolutely flabbergasted. And then, the police officer that showed up was an atheist, right? So when he showed up, and then when he found out they called the police on me for asking questions, then he started laughing. He was dying laughing, dude. Me and him were laughing together. You know what I mean? And it was insane, bro. It was absolutely insane. And then I was like, okay, Christianity is a joke. No disrespect, but Christianity is a joke. And I was like, okay, that's not the truth. Then I looked into Judaism. When I found out that Judaism is more of a race and it's not a religion, then I was like, okay, I can't be a Jew because my mother has to be a Jew for me to be accepted by the Jews, or else they won't accept me, So I was like, okay, that's not a religion for everyone. It's only for a certain group of people. And then I looked into Islam. And when I looked into Islam, especially after studying those other religions, right, then, like, for instance, my great-grandparents were Hindus, right? They worship 33 million gods. I could already tell that, yo, dude, I can't worship 33 million gods.
You can't do that.
It just, that's that stuff is trippy. I don't know how people do that. But for me, I couldn't do it. I already knew that was wrong, The idol worship, all that, for me, it already made sense. Like, my logic would not allow me to accept that as a faith, right? Even though my forefathers were into that, hopefully God bless their soul, but I can't do that, And then I came to Islam and I started reading the Quran. I remember the first night I read the Quran, right? I came back from bodyguarding. It was a crazy night, crazy night. I think I was bodyguarding for French Montana that night, right? So I came home that night. I came home that night, and I'm not, I was feeling a certain type of way. And I had the Quran in my house, but I haven't opened it yet, right? I didn't get a chance to open it. So I was like, you know what, dude? Let me open the book. So I opened the book, bro. I sat there and read the book for 6 hours straight, bro. 6 hours straight, right? I was just reading the book. And
Did
then
you read
that's
the
when I was
English
like, bro, huh?
Did you read the English one?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't understand Arabic, so I have to read English. Yeah. So the first Quran that I read is right here. It's called the Clear Quran, right? The Clear Quran. So this is the first Quran that I read, and the first time I read it, dude, I was reading it for like 6 hours straight. I couldn't even put the book down, bro. And for me, it tripped me out, because I've never was so like I've never felt something calling me even more than how the Quran and how Islam was calling towards me. And then, I started looking into it, and, I dove into it, and then I found out, dude, this is the 100% truth. And ever since I found out it was the truth, bro, like, after that case is closed, I found the truth, and it brought me such peace in my life, dude, such peace in my life that I never felt before. Because I've always had money. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty rich. It is what it is. All praise to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I didn't have was peace, right? That's one thing I didn't have. I had the money. I had all the other stuff. But one thing I didn't have was peace. And that's something that Islam gave me, right? And I'm so grateful to it, because I would trade in all the jewelry, the AP, the diamonds. I'll trade all that in for some peace. And that's one thing I noticed a lot of my clients, right, in that Hollywood lifestyle, they didn't have that either. They had all the money, they had all the girls, they had the cars, they had the houses, they had all that, but they didn't have peace, bro. Like, honestly, if I told you the stories, bro, I got stories for days, bro. Stories for days when it comes to these people, bro. There's a reason why these people end their own lives, bro. They're the most unhappiest people I've ever witnessed in my life. Most unhappiest people are these people.
I feel like I love God so much that I feel like Christianity's not bringing enough consistency with it. Obviously, other than just praying, I feel like in the Quran there's more stuff you can do. There's more stuff there's ways you can pray and stuff. So I really think the Quran is a really nice religion, to be honest, and I really want to read up on it.
Yeah, brother. I mean, it's good, bro. If you have an open mind, it's definitely so. Islam is for the people who have an open mind, and those are critical thinkers, right? Because Allah, right, the way that Allah talks about Himself in the Quran, He doesn't want your blind faith, right? Islam is a religion of proof. Everything has proof for it. We're not blind followers, and that's why Muslims are so strong in their beliefs, bro. Because we see all the evidence with our own eyes. You cannot tell us that this is not real. And another thing about Muslims is, bro, we read all the books, bro. I got multiple Bibles right here, right? We read everything. We're not closed-minded people, bro, right? But the reality is all the other religions, they're scared to look outside of their religion. We're ready to challenge our beliefs every single moment of the day. And guess what? We're still untouched. Untouched. Undefeated. Undefeated, bro. Undefeated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Alright, do you reckon you could give me like a verse out of the Quran that like really hit your soul?
Absolutely, absolutely. For instance, there's certain verses in the Quran when it explains who the Almighty Creator is, right? So when I came across certain verses, it very much touched my soul. But to be honest, bro, a lot of it really spoke to me, right? And the thing about the Quran, the more knowledge that you have, the more you could connect the dots. Because the Quran simply means the reminder. That's what the Quran means. It means the reminder. It's simply a book to remind you of the truth. That's it. It's just a reminder to remind those of the truth. So I'm going to share with you a few verses that, really, really resonated with me, right? So, for instance, the definition of who God was, right? So I'll go ahead and read it in Arabic, and then I'll go ahead and, relay the message in English afterwards, okay?
Appreciate that, man.
Oh, no problem, my dear brother. I appreciate you having open mind, and I appreciate you talking to my dear brother. And obviously, you seem like a cool brother, too. I like talking to good young brothers like you. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. I enjoy that.
Appreciate it, man.
So, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. Right? So what it says is, right, in the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, right? That He is Allah, one and indivisible, Allah, the sustainer, needed by all. He has never had offspring, nor was he born, and there is none comparable to him. So for me, that was a God that I could respect. That was a God that I could acknowledge. And that was a God that I was willing to worship. Because for me, I'm about 6'8", bro. I'm a big dude. You know what I mean? So for me, I need to worship something that I feel is absolutely mighty and powerful, right? Another verse I want to share with you that absolutely resonated with me, right? It blew my mind because most of the times when people hear about God, they're like, "Oh, God needs rest." You heard of that whole instance where He created the world in 6 days, the seventh day He
and
rested,
then
right?
the 7th day rest. Yeah.
Right? But in Islam, we don't believe that. We don't believe God sleeps. And I was like, "Wow, God doesn't sleep? That's dope!" Like, you know what I mean? For me, I was like, "Yo, that's lit, man! Like, that sounds like powerful. That sounds like something really amazing. It doesn't need rest, you know." So this is the verse that I read that made me recognize that, right? So first I'll read in Arabic, and then I'll read in English, right? أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم لا تأخذه سنة ولا نوم له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض من ذا الذي يشفع عنده إلا بإذنه يعلم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم ولا يحيطون بشيء من علمه إلا بما شاء وسع كرسيه السماوات والأرض ولا يؤوده حفظهما وهو العلي العظيم. Right? So what it says, right, is that the one true God, Allah. There is no God worthy of worship except Him, the ever living, the all sustaining. Neither drowsiness nor sleep overtakes Him. To Him belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is on earth. And who could intercede with Him without His permission? He fully knows what is ahead of them and what is behind them, but no one could grasp any of His knowledge except what He wills to reveal. His seat encompasses the heavens and the earth, and the preservation of both does not tire Him, for He is the most high, the greatest. Right? So for me, I was like, whoa, that sounds like powerful. You know, that's like, you know, I was just trying to imagine that. Like, man, that's amazing. Like, who is this creator? Like, I want to get to know this creator. Because for me, I was around all the mega stars, right? Everyone. You name them, I was around them. Drake, I even bodyguard for Drake too. You know what I'm saying?
That's the code.
Shout out to OVO gang, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
shout out him, man.
yeah, shout out to OVO gang, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like for me, I was around all the people that the people dream to be around, right? But for me, it was nothing special because when I was around them, they weren't happy people, bro. They were one of the most miserable people I met. They had so many problems, it's insane. Their family trying to steal money from them. Their friends are trying to steal money from them. The manager is stealing money from them. Everyone wants something from them, and they don't truly, authentically love them. The girls that throw themselves at them, bro, these girls don't really like them. They only want to try to, you know, they're only trying to come up. You know, they're trying to come up every way possible. You know, some nights, you know, they'll wake up and boom, the chick stole like 100,000 of jewelry and she dipped through the back door. Like all crazy, man, crazy stuff, bro. It's just a life full of headaches, bro. It's full of headaches. But they don't share this stuff with you guys in the public. They don't tell you guys this stuff. What these people really go through. There's a reason why these people go crazy and they end up ending their lives, bro. You know what I'm saying? I have so many stories, bro. I have stories for days when it comes to this stuff, right? But for me, when I started understanding the way that Muslims view the Almighty Creator, I was like, wow, these guys are something else, bro. Like this is something really, really beautiful, and this is like a powerful God that I'm actually like. I want to get to know this Creator. Like I want to worship this Creator because it sounds like such a supreme being. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand you.
Yeah.
So
Actually, you know, do
obviously,
you mind if I share with you a story of Moses pertaining to this verse?
yeah, man. Sure, man. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate you listening, brother. So, there's a story of Moses, right? Because Moses, he asked the same thing. In Arabic, we call Moses Musa, right? So Musa, he asked Angel Gabriel, like, "Hey, Angel Gabriel, does Allah sleep?" Right? Angel Gabriel said, you know, instead of answering his question, he said, "You know what? Do me a favor. I want you to hold this vase, right?" So he gave him a vase, right? He said, "I want you to hold this vase all night long, right? And then I'll come back to you later." So Moses was like, okay. So he held the vase and he was standing there holding the vase all night. For one moment, he felt a little drowsy, right? And the vase slipped his hand and crumbled, absolutely crumbled on the floor, right? Shattered to pieces, right? Immediately, Angel Gabriel appeared. And he said that the same way that this vase absolutely crumbled and shattered, if Allah were to go to sleep, if Allah were to get drowsy, right, the heavens and the earth would crash and crumble and shatter to pieces the same way this vase shattered to pieces, right? So for me, I was like, wow, that's powerful, dude. And the stories in Islam, bro, oh my God, they hit, bro. They hit you. They hit you right in the heart. You know what I'm saying?
So can I ask you a question, a real question?
Of course. Feel free. Ask me any question, my dear brother.
So, do you think there's lies in the Bible?
You know, I believe the Bible has a mixture of truth and has a mixture of falsehood. Because one of the things, right, the word deception, right? The word deception, right? The way that I would say, like when I read the Bible, I have to read it with what's the word? I have to read it. I can't just take everything that it says. Like I have to, man, there's this word, man. I can't think of the word right now, but there's a specific word, right? That I have to use my discernment. There you go. I have to use my discernment. Like, does this make sense? Like, I really have to use my discernment. Like, I can't just read it and take what it says. Like, I really have to like think like, man, I feel like the Bible's trying to trick me in certain instances, right? So when I say that, I mean it's a mixture of truth and falsehood, and that's how you deceive people. You mix a little bit of the truth, you mix a little bit of the lie, so they're not telling you the whole truth. Neither are they telling you a full lie. It's a mixture of both. So that's why I believe the Bible is, my dear brother.
Okay. Is there something that's other than the seventh day? Is there something else in the Bible that you think's a lie that you just tell me?
Yeah. There's many things. Like obviously, I have no problem talking about it. Like for instance, like when I look at the story of Lot, right? Obviously, in the book of Genesis, right, in the story of Lot, it talks about how Lot had sex with his daughters one after another. He got drunk. He ended up having sex with his daughters one after another, right? In Islam, it says that never happened. That Lot didn't do that, right? That he never had intercourse with his daughters, and that Lot is a prophet of God, and we don't believe prophets of God do such things, right? Another thing, for instance, in the story of David, right, King David, we call him Prophet Dawood, right? Bro, they were saying shady stuff about David, right? For instance, they were saying that David slept with another man's wife, right? And after sleeping with another man's wife, he got her pregnant. And guess what he did? The husband of that wife, he sent the husband off to war so he could go out to die, so he could keep the wife, bro. And then what he did with the baby too, bro. Like I got stories for days when it comes to this stuff, right? And in the Quran, it says that never happened. David was a man of high character. He would never do such a thing. He would never do such a thing, right? So, for instance, that's one thing that really resonated with me is how Islam like talked about the prophets, right? It talked about the prophets in such high regards that these are the men that you want to strive to be like. These are the men that you want to, you want to aspire to see as your role models. Like, for instance, Prophet Joseph, right? In Arabic, we call him Yusuf, right? Prophet Yusuf, right? He was known as one of the most beautiful, most handsome human beings to ever walk on the face of the earth, right? That 50% of the beauty of mankind was given to Yusuf alone, right? That's what we're taught. So imagine how handsome of a man he is, right? You see all the girls in my chat, bro. Imagine Prophet Yusuf if he was on the chat, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so anyways, so Prophet Yusuf, even though being such a handsome, amazing man, right? Such a good-looking man, right? What did he do? Did he go out try to get all the girls? No, he didn't do that. He was a righteous man that he only wanted to do what the Creator willed for him to do. So, for instance, if you're a very handsome, good-looking man, you would say, like, you know what? I remember the story of Yusuf, how he was the most good-looking man. Women, bro, they would throw themselves at him at a whole nother level, bro. Like, when he would walk through a room and women are cutting, like, for instance, if women are like cutting fruits and vegetables and he's walking through the room, women start cutting their fingers and they don't even notice it.
Okay.
That's how handsome he was, bro. You know what I'm saying? That like that's how the women were like drooling over him, bro. And yet, what did he do? He's not like, oh yeah, all these chicks want me, I'm about to get all of them. He didn't say that. He's like, no, I want to be righteous, right? So I was like, wow, that's really inspiring. Now it makes me like, dude, so I shouldn't be going out here slanging the D, giving, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be doing this. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the way that I view it is the way that the prophets are described in Islam, or they're seen as role models. But the way that prophets are described in Christianity, it kind of influences you to do evil instead. For instance, Lot having intimacy with his daughters, right? If you look at the statistics, 20% of Christians are involved in incest. 20%, bro. You know what I mean? Because what do you think they're gonna do? They read the verse in the Bible. Oh, Lot had sex with his daughters. He had intimacy with his daughter. Oh, well, I mean, if he did it, and he's a prophet of God, maybe I could do it. David, he was smashing somebody else's wife. Oh, if David did it, I could do it. And then David had intimacy with Solomon's wives as well. So then, like, imagine that, like, these are the people you're supposed to look up to. You're like, oh, well, if they did it, I can do it too. Do you see how it could influence you to do evil instead of good?
I can 100% see that. For me personally, I don't really like look up to those type of people. I kind of just look at the book as Jesus's book, to be honest. So, can I ask you a question, real quick?
Sure, of course, brother. Feel free to ask any question, my dear brother.
So, obviously, what do you believe Jesus is in the Quran?
So in the Quran, it's very, very clear that Jesus, right, is the son of Mary. We believe that Jesus was born from a miraculous birth, right? And that, there's actually many miracles of Jesus that Christians are not even aware of. Like, for instance, when Jesus was first born, right, and Mary came back to the town, and immediately everyone was like, oh, Mary, how can you have a child when you have no husband, right? So imagine her being in that situation, right? How can she prove that this is a miracle child? In the Quran, it says immediately that when Jesus was a baby, he spoke. He said, I am a messenger of God, and that my mother is truly, a pure woman. So it's like immediately when that was one of the first miracles of Jesus, that he spoke as a baby. So immediately the people were like, oh, wow. So she's not an adulterous woman. Because how else would she prove she's not an adulterous woman till Jesus grows up? So that means the entire time when he was young, they would assume that she's an adulterous woman until Jesus proved his prophethood or proved his miracles. You understand what I'm saying? So immediately, one of the first miracles is when Jesus was a baby that he spoke. There's so many miracles in the Quran that talks about the different miracles of Jesus that Christians are completely unaware about, right? So, for instance, Jesus, we believe that he is the son of Mary. We believe that he is the mighty Messiah, right? Sent by God. We do not believe Jesus is God. We believe he was sent by God, okay? And we believe that he's going to come back once again for the second coming. And we believe when he comes back, he's going to defeat the false Messiah. And once he defeats the false Messiah, then he's going to get married. He's going to have a wife. He's going to have children. And then he's going to pass away just like all the other prophets passed away. Moses passed away. Adam passed away. David passed away. Solomon passed away. Noah passed away. All of them. He's going to pass away just like everyone else passed away. And then he's going to be buried right next to the Prophet Muhammad. For instance, we have the grave of the Prophet Muhammad. If you go to Medina, you could see the grave of the Prophet Muhammad. And there's an open hole right next to him for Jesus, peace be upon him, once he returns.
Okay. I see it now.
And
Oh
for
man.
instance, Jesus, we're told to follow the footsteps of Jesus, not to follow the disciples of Jesus, but we follow Jesus himself. That's why Muslim men, we have beards the way Jesus has a beard. When you see Jesus, what is he wearing? A white thobe. Who else is wearing a white thobe? You live in England. You've seen plenty of Muslims in white thobes, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who do you think they're resembling, my dear brother? They're following Jesus.
Yeah, but at the same time, wasn't like I know, but you believe Jesus was white, right?
No. We don't believe that.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, all right. Okay. Because I don't think he was white either.
Yeah.
All right, man. I appreciate this, man. I'm gonna get the book.
Hey, no problem, my dear brother. Dude, you're welcome on my platform anytime, my dear brother. Any questions that you have, feel free to ask, my dear brother. But you live in England, right? What part of England, if you don't mind me asking?
I live in London.
Oh, you live in London, bro. There's plenty of Muslims over there, bro. So it's not hard for
I
you to
know.
get a copy of the Quran. And just do me a favor,
Mm-mm.
go visit a masjid and just see what it's like inside, bro. When you go in there, you'll feel such a welcoming environment, right? Because there's plenty, bro. Like, you know how many reverts I meet? Like, I meet so many people who leave Christianity and come to Islam. This is actually very, very common, extremely common. So many, like, for instance, you said your brother is also, he became Muslim, or your cousin. Who was it?
Yeah, my cousin.
Your
Yeah.
cousin, yeah.
Christian.
So your
He's
cousin,
Christian.
yeah,
Yeah.
he left Christianity, he came to Islam. This is actually very, very common. Very, very common.
Mm.
Yeah. It's yeah, and to be honest, it's not a big jump. Because to be honest, Muslims and Christians, in the past, they used to get along so well, to a point where, the church and the masjid would share the same wall. They would share the same wall. Like, they would get along so much in unison. But obviously, ever since 2001, they tried to make Muslims the enemy. And there's a reason for that, my dear brother. The reason why they're after Islam is very, very simple. Because you have to understand, if the whole world were to embrace Islam, guess what would happen? The alcohol industry is going to go tank down the
Yeah,
drain.
I heard about
Muslims
this
do
on the
not
podcast.
consume alcohol. That's $1 trillion industry, right? Goes down the drain. The gambling industry, another $1 trillion industry, goes down the drain. The fashion industry goes complete, because now there's not going to be half naked women everywhere, right? So now the fashion industry is going to go down the drain, right? There's so many things that are going to get absolutely messed up. That's why when you look at who is funding all the anti-Islam movements, it's the liquor industry, the gambling industry, the fashion industry. Why? Because they want money and they want to prevent you guys from the truth. Very, very simple. Very simple.
100%, man. I appreciate you, man, for real.
Of course, man. Of course. Anytime, my dear brother.
Thanks, man. I'm gonna send
Yeah,
you a
also,
message.
I forgot to mention the banking industry. That's one of the biggest ones. The banking industry. Wow, I forgot to mention that. That's actually one of the main reasons, because in Islam, we don't believe in interest, right? We believe that, the banks are out here trying to enslave people by putting them in debt so they could work
Yeah,
forever. That they have to work for the
yeah.
rest of their lives. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. Yeah, so we believe that the banking industry, it warns you in the Quran. 14 plus, almost 1,500 years ago, the Quran has already warned you that the banking industry is going to try to enslave you, right? And that this is going to be a form of deception that they're going to use, right? For instance, the money that we have, it's not even real money, bro. Real money is gold and silver, right? Now we have fiat currency where they make money out of thin air and they make you work and spend your precious time for this paper money. You understand what I'm saying? This is
Yeah.
all a big scam, bro. It's all a big scam. And Islam opens your eyes to this. And that's why they want to do whatever they can to push people away from the truth. Because the thing is, one thing about the Quran is you cannot change the Quran. You see, the way that they changed the Bible, they tried to do that with the Quran. But the thing with the Quran, it's been memorized by hundreds of millions of people across the globe. I'll give you an example. For instance, if you throw all the Qurans in the ocean, you throw all the Bibles in the ocean, and you throw all the Torahs and the Tanakhs in the ocean, guess what? there's only going to be one group of people who are going to bring their holy book back immediately, and that is the Muslims, because we have memorized the book in our hearts and in our minds. Hundreds of millions of them have memorized the book verbatim, letter for letter, word for word. So it doesn't matter. We don't even need the book. We don't need the book anymore because it's memorized.
I feel you. I appreciate that, man. I'm gonna let someone else jump on.
Of course, my dear brother. Anytime, man. Anytime, my dear brother.
I'm gonna send you a message, man.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I'll go ahead and shoot you a follow. And yeah, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And yeah, feel free to hit me up anytime if you have any questions. This platform is always open to you, my dear brother.
Most definitely. Take it easy, man.
Yes, sir, brother. Stay blessed, all right?
تكاد تميز من الغيظ كلما ألقي فيها فوج سألهم خزنتها ألم يأتكم نذير قالوا بلى قد جاءنا نذير فكذبنا وقلنا ما نزل الله من شيء إن أنتم إلا في ضلال كبير وقالوا لو كنا نسمع أو نعقل ما كنا في أصحاب السعير فاعترفوا بذنبهم فسحقا لأصحاب السعير